It's your boy Jamar Hart, and you're with me in broad day. Just live life to the fullest, because you never know when your time is going to be up.
Vernacular Vision brings you in Broad Day magazine. Brotherhood series. The 5-Star Faces fashion section. Greetings. I am Vanessa, a social construct who asks people questions about life and society. Today, my makers and I will interview Jamar Hart, a renowned stylist and model, in the city of Los Angeles.
It's your boy Jamar Hart, and you're with me in broad day.
What has fashion done for you, in terms of self-expression?
When it comes to self-expression and fashion, I feel like it can help you in so many different ways when it comes to being on your self-love journey, figuring out who you are. If you feel misunderstood, you can start with the way you dress. Fashion is a way to just express yourself around the whole room, whether it's business. In business, you want to be taken seriously, so you're wearing suits. If you're like a stylist or you're in the fashion world, you can be a little bit more crazy and outgoing and vibrant and eclectic and, just you colorful if you want to. More prints, more patterns, you can take more risks. If you like to take risks with your outfits, then 9 times out of 10, people are going to look at you like a risk taker. If you're more polished and more dapper and you're more in the business world, people are going to know to take you seriously when you put on your suit and it's time to speak and it's time to own who you are and own the room.
What mentality has your career given you? And how does this mentality help you to conquer adversities in life?
It's given me a very go-getter, life is serious type of mentality. I feel like when I first got into the business and just learning and shadowing people and trying to really figure out what my lane was in this thing called fashion, I really had to humble myself. And you have to humble yourself when you're a student at life and you are a teacher or you're going to be a teacher one day. I felt like the mentality that I had when I first stepped into the game was I felt like you had to be like super famous, and if you wanted to be a stylist, if you wanted to be in this industry, it was all about popularity and fame. And I later learned that that's a small fraction of what it is. Once you become famous, or if you want to become famous and you have that mindset, you then have to continue to stay famous and stay consistent in that. And what do you want to be famous for? I've learned so many things as far as working in TV and film, being on set. It just strengthened the skills to be more fluent in my work, to speak up more, to be more of a team player, and just to live in the moment and take the good with the bad and just live in the moment and challenge yourself every second, every minute, every day.
During the era of COVID-19, what are the biggest hurdles that you've been personally met with?
Dealing with COVID-19 and the pandemic, the last couple of years have really been challenging, and I've learned to trust God and trust myself a little bit more and trust my gift and my skill set a little bit more. It was very scary for me at the beginning because, like everyone, you didn't know what was happening, and I felt like I was like in the brink of my career where a lot of things were just happening for me. I was making the right connections, I was meeting the right people, I felt like I was motivated in the right ways. I had a lot of business that I was going to do and I was very excited about for the world to see, and then the COVID-19 thing happened and it seemed like the world just stopped, and I had to quickly adjust to that. And I really felt like I didn't know how, being a freelance individual, being a creative, I didn't have a 9 to 5 to look back on, and it was just me and my clients and my gifts and my talents. And when the world stopped, who's going to get styled? There's nowhere to go. The process that I knew of, it kind of quickly changed when it came to like pulling clothes for clients and even meeting up with clients. People were living in a scarcity moment and still are. And I feel like it goes beyond just making money at this point, and to where like a lot of people still kept moving, and I was one of those people. The pandemic didn't affect me for long. I felt like during this pandemic, the people who had solid, healthy relationships really conquered the world, and really, the underdogs really came to the forefront, and you really got to see who wanted the most in their career, and the people that really just get it out the mud, and they get to the nitty gritty of it, and they the no sleep grind, and we're going to get this done no matter what. Those were the people who like really saw a big benefit in the pandemic, besides from people passing away and things being on lockdown and things being a little bit harder for you to navigate through. I feel like the people who are really strong and about their business, they found a way to continue to stay consistent and still inspire people and stay safe and healthy in this world that we are in right now.
Looking back on your life, when would you say is the most critical point in forming who you are, in terms of standing out and pursuing your dream?
One turning point in my life too that sculpted who I am today, I would have to say in 2011, I had a freak accident and I got into a car crash on my way from work, and I almost bled to death, and a lot of people don't really know that about me. I have a scar on my left leg from an accident, a near-death accident. I was like 10 minutes away from bleeding to death on the freeway, and I was in a hospital for a few months. I had to do physical therapy, learn how to walk again. I had problems with my heart due to losing so much blood. I had to get stitches, I had to get a skin graft. There was a lot that I had to go through. And at that time, I was kind of moving really fast, and I didn't actually know exactly where I wanted to be in life, and that actually helped me realize, find out, really dig deep on the core of who you are in the good times and in the bad times, and don't ever be embarrassed of who you are, and don't ever be ashamed of who you are, and just live life to the fullest, because you never know when your time is going to be up.
To anyone at a similar point in their life, what would you say matters most?
I would say self-love has a lot to do with where you're going to go in the world. You can't love anyone else, you can't love anything unless you love yourself, because you're not going to know how to receive your blessings, and you're not going to know how to give them back. I really thank God for those lessons. I don't look at anything as a mistake anymore like I used to. I look at it all like, lessons within a blessing, because you have to take the good with the bad. If you don't know what the bad is, you would never know what it is to feel goodness and feel happiness. So you have to love yourself within friendships, relationships, family, business. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to know your self-worth. If you don't know that, you'll fall for anything.
We are living through a major turning point in history. Some people are looking forward to the future, while others are more nostalgic, based on their sense of style or character. If you were forced to choose between being the first to comfortably live on Mars, or living your life as any celebrity on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, deceased or living, which would you choose?
I would actually pick living on Mars, because no one's ever done that. There's plenty of legends and icons who have been on, dead and alive, who have stars. So we're going to have a star, so that's easy. And I would just want to build a different world, a different generation, rewrite the rules that doesn't make sense to us right now here on Earth. It gives you a chance to have a fresh start and create a fresh start for more than just you. So I would most definitely pick being the first person on Mars to live comfortably.
What is one thing you've always wanted to try?
Honestly, I've always wanted to try to fly an airplane. Like I wanted to always fly an airplane. I wanted to see like how that felt, being in the sky, being in control, you know, being on cloud nine. Like I love being in control of my life. I love being the captain. I love to know where I'm going. So I would say like, yeah, I always wanted to try driving an airplane. Like it takes skill, it takes an amount of assurance and dignity and confidence to be able to fly hundreds and thousands of people across the world. And I wanted to always do that, and I'm going to do that. A helicopter, a jet, or an airplane, I want to try one of those.
If you could live forever, what is one thing you would love to be able to see?
One thing that I would love to see would be genuine unity. There's so many dope individuals in this world, and I feel like society has pinned us against each other to feel like there's only room for one person in each field, and I really don't believe that. I feel like if more people stuck together and take the ego out of business and the emotion out of business, I feel like we would really go far. There would be a change in this, there would be a shift in like each industry. That's one thing that if I live forever, I would love to see more love and more unity and more teamwork and less ego and less hate and less like stepping on each other's toes and only being one person in charge. Like I feel like we all need a team. We all need each other to make this work. I have not met one person that can do everything for their brand. Everyone needs some help, you know?
If there were no social media tomorrow, what would people do?
If there was no social media tomorrow, what would people do? Lose their fucking minds. We are in a world where we're so detached from reality that without a like button or the acceptance of someone that we don't know, we won't really feel 100% ourselves. There was a time that social media didn't run the world. You actually had to speak to a human being to get a message across. It's like now, people are on dates and they are speaking for 5 minutes and spending 20 minutes in front of each other checking their Instagram. It's like, it's sad, and I've caught myself doing it as well, and it's not okay. I feel like we should find a balance between social media and reality and engage and check up on one another, not just through a DM. We should actually sit down in front of one another and pick each other's brains and see where we are and actually check up on your friends and your loved ones' mental health, not just on social media, because that's a facade.
Do you think that technology will eventually override people's judgment? If not, explain why. But if so, how do you think it will happen?
I already feel that technology in general has already affected people and clouded their judgment, especially when it comes to health and like COVID-19 right now and the government and the presidential debates and political parties. I feel like all you have to do is look at technology, you pick up your phone, get a simple email, and you're torn between what side you want to be on, the Republican or the Democratic side, the yes or the no, the good or the bad. Your close friends or your family may feel a certain way and you don't want to offend anyone with your own beliefs. I feel like that has already happened. There's so many things that are superficial in the world that aren't really the way that they may be perceived. And people don't know that because they just see visuals and they don't really see the behind the scenes of what's really going on in this world. And people were running out of water and there's gas shortages. A simple argument can cloud our judgment, and I feel like that's sad that that happens. You just have to stay mentally strong in this world.
When you feel like quitting, what pushes you?
The old version of myself. There are things about myself that I have came a long way from, and it could be small things from, being inconsistent, procrastinating, not giving myself enough credit. and not going back to those things and actually growing, it keeps me driven, it keeps me alive. It lets me know I can look back and be like, this is where you came from and this is where you are now. And that helps me stay driven and stay motivated, because I know that there's more to look forward to. And another thing is people who I inspire, and I don't even know that I'm inspiring. And sometimes when I meet those people and they let me know, like, I did this because I looked up to you and I saw that you never gave up. That's another reason that I won't give up.
Module complete.
What's up, everyone? It's Jamar Hart, and you were just with me in broad day.